So that Suicide Squad kills the Justice League trailer. Um, don't think it had the effect it wanted to have. And it's not just me saying this. A lot of people online are talking about it, and the consensus I'm getting from it is it's not that good. I did my own live reaction to the whole show, but like I didn't really go into much into detail with the Suicide Squad much as I wanted to, just because like it was just like a short stream. But for me personally, this feels like it might be a miss from Rocksteady. Granted, nothing in the past has shown that this game will be a failure, but just sort of reading the tea leaves out here, it looks like a live service game. And even though they're saying that's not a live service game, you have to have a constant internet connection to play single player, whether you want to play by yourself, other people. There's no offline mode. You have to have a constant connection, which a lot of people don't like, because I know it's strange to say, but even in 2023, not a lot of people have great internet, and not a lot of people even have internet access. So like, to make that a stipulation to play the game is always weird, especially for a game that doesn't need to do that, unless it was, originally a live service game and they kind of just like piecemeal to make it not live service. And the reason why I say that's because having a battle pass or a season pass in a non-live service game is weird. And they did say that it's just for cosmetics, but it's still a weird addition. And on top of that, the gear system, which is what a lot of people have issues with, myself included. All of that screams this is the live service game. The problem is that this game took about like 5 years to make, and 5 years development time is a long time. Lots of trends rise and fall throughout that time. Like live service games, they're a big problem when they're making this game, just like with Gotham Knights. And like Gotham Knights, by the time it got released, people were sick and tired of live service games. So you're either going to have to commit fully to the live service or do it kind of half-assed like Gotham Knights did. And we saw how that turned out. Now, do I think that it will be just like Gotham Knights? No. I feel like Rocksteady has a much better pedigree. They have more things to work with, and it just looks like there's more substance to this than Gotham Knights. But it still has that stink of a live service game. Going back to the menus with the one that we saw, well, like here's your gear, you have multiple guns you can use in the upgrading system, all that, it's fine, whatever. But then like it has like that kind of like bullshit incremental leveling up stuff that people don't like, where it's like, here, you get 32% more damage per 8 amount of hits, and it's like, it's incremental, none of that matters. Just the number that's bigger, I'll take that one. We don't want to have a stat sheet for this. We don't want to have a spreadsheet. Not for this kind of game. This isn't like, a crunchy RPG. This is like almost like a hero shooter, right? Like you have 4 characters. They each have basically different classes. You have the rogue, which is Harley Quinn. You have the brute or the tank with King Shark. You have the assassin with what's his name, Deadshot. And then you have kind of like, I guess, like a multi-class between like a rogue and like a melee fighter with Captain Boomerang. So it's more so like that. I would expect it to have more like a upgrade tree specific to each character, which might be the case. Don't know, they didn't showcase that. But what they did show in the trailers, outside, like the cutscenes look great. Visually, the game looks amazing, but it's not beating the live service allegations, really. Like, because with live services, again, it's not just the fact that like it's a live service, but everything that comes with it. It's the presentation, the way that the content's developed, the way that the stories are structured. And I feel like this is going to be one of those games where it's like, hey, it's a mission-based game. Oh, you want to do this mission, you need X amount of gear, or X amount of light level, or whatever the hell it's called in this one, in order to accept this mission and not get completely steamrolled. Which is what I hate. It's an artificial barrier to lengthen the game, right? Make the enemies' numbers higher, so you go back and grind previous levels, and you can get better equipment, and then go to the next level. And also takes away the sort of like superhero aspect of things if you have to grind to fight like regular enemies, not just like bosses. And the fact that because Brainiac is able to just clone essentially a bunch of people, you're gonna be fighting more of the same kind of fodder enemies. I don't know, man. It just seems real tired. Like at least like in Arkham Knight, Arkham City, you fought the same type of enemies, but the combat looked fun. The combat here, I'm not super sold on it. I might just see more of that, but overall, the showing for Rocksteady on this was kind of a letdown. This was not the direction I thought they were going to go with this, and I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that this game might actually be kind of bad when it comes out, or at the very least, not be as well received as it probably should have been, simply because of the fact that they did, at least to me in my eyes, try to do the live service route and kind of pivoted probably within like the last couple of steps in development. Because again, just looking at the menu and how it's organized, I can't help but feel that way. But you guys let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm just a crazy person who's just putting out craziness onto the internet. Or maybe there's some credence to what I say. Just a little bit. And if you like what I say, and like my stuff, feel free to subscribe. And if you don't want to, I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it is Black History Month by the time this comes up. And I'm not saying it says anything about you as a person, but I'm saying it says something about you as a person.